Hello everybody, my name is Mike from Mad Gaming and welcome back to reading your comments. Now, I want to start this episode off by saying this is the 10th episode of reading your comments I've done, which is pretty cool. I'm really glad that you guys have really got behind this idea. It's not original by any stretch of the imagination, but then to be fair, on YouTube, what is original these days? But I'm really glad that it's a really awesome way that I can interact with everybody in a kind of weird, kind of part serious, part joking way. I get it's kind of 50-50. I try and split it 50-50 anyway. I just wanted to say thank you to everyone for your congratulations on the channel hitting 2,000 subscribers. It's really awesome that so many of you are so really into the whole thing. We had people, there was some people just, you know, like hashtag road to 2K, and that was really, like, really warmed my heart. It was so cool. It almost feels like not real sometimes. It really does. It doesn't feel like there's 2,000 people on the channel. And I know that's, like, in terms of YouTube in general, 2,000 isn't that much. It's a bit of a drop in the ocean, really. But to me, that's a lot of people. 2,000 people is a lot of people. So I just wanted to, again, take this opportunity to say thank you. But anyway, we're going to get back into the comments now. The first comment for today says, I knew the tea mug was empty or empty. And I had to start this one because, obviously, we're going to talk about the tea mug I've got today, which is actually a Father's Day mug I got, which says Daddy's cheeky little monkey. Although technically I've got 3. So I should maybe etch an S on the end of it. Daddy's cheeky little monkeys. And again, there is some tea in it. I have drunk some of it. Look. You can see. Look, can you see the liquid in the bottom? Yeah, there's tea in there. It's not empty this time. And the next comment says, these 2 questions are for your... So this is technically a 2-in-1. But I'll allow it. These 2 questions are for your next reading your comments, so if you could answer both of them, that would be great. You mentioned that your channel blew up one day. When was that? That was when the terrorists set a bomb to try and stop me. No, that wasn't. No. Bad joke. No, that was... God, I'm going to have to look this up. Okay, so what you're seeing at the moment is a graph showing the total subscribers per month for my channel. And yes, Brand New Hero 182 is the name of the channel I put in there all those years ago, and you can't change that. You can't change that. So, but anyway, as you can see here, this is 0. So as you can see, monthly subscribers kind of dawdled along quite a lot, you know. And then here we go, 1st of November 2016, 99 subscribers. December 2016, 699 subscribers, and then 637. And this month it's at 473, which is still a fucking ton. That's loads, and we're only halfway through the month at the moment, so, well, hey. But look at it. Look at the graph. Look at it. That, to me, is an explosion. It's just like, peter along, boom. And it's just been, it's been crazy since then. The second part of the question is, Xbox or PlayStation? Well, when I was growing up, I always had PlayStations. I didn't like the original Xbox. So this is, this is probably going to be a very diplomatic answer. I didn't like the original Xbox. Didn't like it at all. But I preferred the Xbox 360 over the PS3. So going into this current console generation, I picked up an Xbox One over a PS4. But, saying that, I'm interested in picking up a PS4 at some point, because there are some exclusive games on the PS4 that I would like to play, like Last of Us 2 is coming out at some point towards the end of this year, and I'd really like to play that. So I'm not really much of a console fanboy. Like, I play Xbox, I'd be quite happy to play the PlayStation, I play on the PC. You know, I'm quite easygoing, really. If there's a game I like on there, that being said, I do prefer the Xbox controller. I use an Xbox controller when I game on the PC, when a game requires a keyboard and mouse all the way otherwise. Next comment says, hey, just wondering, what's your favourite animal? Also, you're awesome, keep it up. Thank you. Favourite animal? Dogs. Pretty simple. I love dogs. Dogs are awesome. Like, I've been known to... Oh, actually, I say I've been known to. This happens all the time. If we walk up to people in the street, I'm more likely to talk to the person's dog than I am to the person. I'm like, and I'll talk to the dog, and then go, oh yes, hi, sorry, I should be talking to you, not the dog. And like, for instance, my in-laws have a dog. My parents have 2 dogs. My aunt and uncle-in-law have 3 dogs, and I love going around and just sitting there and being smushed by dogs. Just love dogs. So yeah, there we go. And the next comment says, next Q&A, which subject you liked the most at school? My favourite subject at school was history. I actually wanted to, up until about 5-6 years ago. Yeah, about 5-6 years ago, I wanted to actually become an archaeologist. I have a massive passion for things of the past. I know I'm always talking about how I'm always in the day, so it's hard for me to look forward, but I find it really interesting. Like, generally, I went on a history trip when I was in school to the First World War battlefields in Ypres, in Belgium, and that was awesome. It was so cool to see that, and I love old buildings. Anything like that is really, really cool. But unfortunately, I got ill, and now my knees are not particularly great, so I would not be able to do all the bending down and scraping for hours on end, because my knees cannot take it. It's one of the reasons why I will not be joining this current YouTube trend of getting a standing up desk, because my knees would hate me for it. It's better for me to sit down in a nice supported chair. I actually have a nice big fat cushion behind me as well to support my giant back, because if you don't know, I'm 6'3", so yeah, just to support my knees, because it hurts. And the next comment says, mad gaming, more like angry gaming. Roasted! And then hit me right in the feels. And the next comment says, how much time do you spend responding to comments? A lot. A lot. I don't know the exact amount of time for it, but I do have my phone notifications up, so if I'm not at the computer and I'm out and about, and Dawn forever slaps my hand, and this is bad, if we're sitting at a restaurant or something, and my phone will vibrate, and I'll look at it and go, I've got a YouTube comment. Dawn will go, no, leave it alone. So I'm not allowed to answer YouTube comments during dinner, which is fine. I understand I'm not supposed to, but the urge is there. I can't help it. I like talking to you guys. It's a really awesome part of my day, is getting to talk to everybody that who watches the videos. It's really, really cool. So there's not much of an answer in there, because I have no idea. And the next comment says, for your next reading your comments, which game did you enjoy the most, Resident Evil 7 or SCP Containment Breach? Resident Evil 7. I liked SCP Containment Breach, don't get me wrong. It was it was a good game. It was one of those games that I'm glad I went and played, because it's part of the kind of... It's part of the history of horror games and indie horror games. So I'm really glad I went and played it, but Resident Evil 7 was just fantastic. There were some low points, like towards the end of the game, it kind of dipped off a little bit, but some of the stuff in the lab was really cool. But no, Resident Evil 7 was fantastic, and actually I'm still playing bits of it, which is very unusual for me. I'm very much, I'll play a game and then I won't touch it for ages, but I'm actually still going back. I've been trying to speed run, I've been trying to get some extra items, and yeah, so it's really been drawing me back in again. So yeah, there we go. And the next comment says, Dear Mike, what is your favourite current meme? I am the one, the way your son don't need a gun to get respect. The next comment says, in the next Q&A, when did you start that little collection behind you? If you talk about the Pops, oh god, that was ages ago. I'd say probably about a year ago. I'm trying to think the first one we got was. I'm not actually sure. I think it might have been one of the Harley Quinn Pops, because it's actually Dawn's collection, so you'll have to ask her. As I said in previous reading comments, I have a couple that I've added to it, but they're all Dawn's, really. She's the one that collects them all, but it was a good, coming up to a year probably we've had them now. And yeah, I'm pretty sure it was a Harley Quinn one that was the first. And that brings us to the end of reading your comments this week. I've tried to keep this one a little bit shorter, because I believe maybe in the last couple of episodes I maybe went on a little bit too long. So hopefully I answered all your questions to the best of my abilities. But also I want to say a big thank you to my patrons who will be appearing at the end of this video in a really cool credits thing. For anyone on the $5 or more bracket on Patreon, you get your names listed, so prepare, your names will be coming in the credits. So really big thank you to them, and a big thank you to the support that they've given the channel. It really means the world to me. But for this reading your comments, thank you everybody so much for watching. Have an awesome day, and I'll see you again soon.